Welcome to the Green Zone Podcast, the show that teaches oil and gas executives how to take command of their finances and live in the green. Your host, Jeff Green, from Green Financial Group, will be your financial guide, all while giving you a tour of the most beloved and best-kept secret spots around Houston, Texas. Now, on to the show.
This is the Green Zone with Jeff Green and Lauren Smith of Green Financial Group. Stress and uncertainty are everywhere, but there are bright spots in our lives, although we may just have to pause and think about it a bit to find them. But Jeff and Lauren are a step ahead. They have been thinking, and they are grateful, and they're here to share. Jeff, why don't you start?
Well, first of all, Patrice, we're thankful for you. Just so you know.
Top of the list.
Oh, thank you.
We always enjoy our chats with you. This year has been so wacky, and we have not been quarantined up like a lot of the country has. We're considered an essential business, and we've come to the office every day and try to help our clients out the best we can. We've navigated them through this pandemic, through the markets, through the scares, and it's easy to get down. You're listening to the doom and gloom on the TV. The politics are just ridiculous, and that's another point of contention for I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. It's not fun to watch the circus in Washington. And again, the pandemic, it's just been a rough year, and it's easy to lose sight of what's important and what you're thankful for. And so I thought I don't know when this podcast is going to come out. If it's going to come out before Christmas or after the first of the year, depends on the production and all that, but it doesn't matter. Regardless, I wanted to point out a few of the things that I'm really thankful for. And Lauren, maybe you have a thing or two you're thankful.
I have a couple up my sleeve.
So, aside from friends and family, those are the obvious. We're all thankful for our friends and family. I have 3 boys who are absolutely my world, and I love them to death. And, everything in life I do for them. So, but I wanted to get, a little beyond that, beyond the obvious. And so we had a Christmas party last night. Probably not socially acceptable to do that. It was socially distanced.
We were socially distanced, we were outdoors.
Yeah. So, I wanted to do something for the team here, and it got kind of late. Some of the people had left, and here comes Lauren. We had a bartender there. It was at my house, and she gets the bartender. Hey, how about some shots? And so leave it to Lauren to go start pouring shots. And so they make some shots to pass them out. And then everyone there starts putting me on the spot. Oh, you got to give a toast, Jeff. You got to give it. And I was like, this is the last thing I wanted to do. And so I had no idea what I was going to say. I mean, they just put me on the spot. And so what I did, I just looked around, and I looked at everyone there. And I can't tell you how thankful I was for everyone there. And we've added some new members to our team, and we'll announce them. I'm going to get them on the podcast next year. But very important people that help us with social media, people that help us with client follow-up, client interaction, the planning process, people that call in from these podcasts, they need to talk to somebody. They help us with that if I'm not available. And even our front desk person. And these are all new hires. And while I'm always very thankful for, the old guard that helped to get this firm to where it is today, could not be here without them. Those are the people that left, by the way. That's the old guard. And what I had in front of me was the next 20 years of Green Financial Group. And it hit me that I was looking at the future, and every one of them, Lauren, Melanie, Hillary, Claire, even my own son, Vincent, was there. I don't know that he's going to join the team, but if he does one day, he's part of the future. And I included him in, and I went around, I just said something about everybody that was there, and everyone there can and has contributed to the success of this firm. And I hope that I've given back a bit to them. I like to think that, one of the things I like in life is helping make other people successful. And I think, I've achieved that in many cases. So my goal for each of them is to make them successful, because as I make them successful, they just make me successful. And so I was really thankful for them. And that's, when Lauren was out, yucking it up and making me take a shot, I just sat around and made me give a speech. I just sat around and looked at everybody. And that's what I became very, very thankful for.
So first of all, with that shot, that was your idea. By the way.
That was not my idea.
So
Wait a minute.
I don't want our podcast listeners out there thinking that was all on me.
That Lauren's the alcoholic here.
You were the one that introduced me to those Cinnamon Toast Crunch shots, so you should take the blame for that.
Oh, those are good. Patrice, come down. I'll make you one.
I will.
It's funny that that's the story you brought up, because I had a totally different take on that last night when you were giving the toast. Jeff was going around the room, as he mentioned, and I kind of sat back and watched him give the toast and, talk about everybody. And it made me realize just how thankful and fortunate I am, and that we all are on the team, to have someone that's leading us that genuinely cares about not only our clients, but each and every one of us, and maximizing our strengths and helping to make us reach our fullest potential. Jeff, he's hired women in a time where sometimes it's hard for women to get leadership positions, and he's giving everybody the opportunity to shine and grow. And, we're very lucky and thankful to have you. So,
well, thank you. This isn't the first time. So Lauren and Claire, who we mentioned, have mentioned this thing about hiring women. It never, ever did it ever occur to me that that's what I was doing. I mean, what I'd hire, I don't care your race, your color, your religion, your gender. None of that matters to me. What matters to me is, are you the right person for that job? And it never occurred to me that I've hired now 4 women.
You have, and I mean, it's extremely impressive in an industry that is male dominated.
It is very much.
Yeah. Look at the team that you're building, and they're all very capable and talented. And I mean, I know all of us together are going to bring Green Financial Group to new heights and elevate the services we offer for our clients. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's what the whole point is.
We need to get some more guys around here, though.
But what I find really amazing is that you have these new people, and yet you could go around to each one, and you knew them, and you said something about them.
Yeah, they're important to me, Patrice. They're my team. And, I consider a lot of people my team. My housekeeper is on my team. My yard guy is on my team. I rely on these people, and they're important to me. And they get stuff done. Lauren, Claire, Hillary, Melanie, they get stuff done. And they contribute to the well-being of our clients, the satisfaction of our clients, which at the end of the day, they're the real boss, not me. I'm not the boss. It's our clients. They're the boss. And so I harp that all the time. We're here to serve them. We're here to make them happy. They're the boss. What they say goes. We're facilitating a service for them. And the better we do it, then the better we all are.
And tell me about the old guard, though. You say they went home early. Believe me, I understand that completely. but tell me about them.
Yeah,
they missed all the fun.
Well, I'll tell you this. So Doug has been my partner for years. He's 72 now?
Yeah.
Doug's 72 now.
Wow.
And, throwing around retirement here and there. He's not walking out the door tomorrow or anything like that. But, it's contemplating it. And, he and I built this business via seminars. We went and did lunch and learns out at the ExxonMobil campus. And we did it for 20 years. But when's the next seminar? How is that going to happen again? We can't grow the next 20 years the way we did the last 20 years. We spent this entire year. I mentioned Claire. She handles, many, many things. I stressed on this a lot, but it's certainly not her only job. But our social media is, so we're looking at increasing our digital footprint. We need to get our story out there. We need to let people know who we are, what we do, what kind of people we are. And that helps us, attract new clients along the way. And we're not going to do that. I mean, we used to get 15 to 25 people in a room for a steak lunch. I don't see that happening anytime
I mean, I
No.
don't
soon.
think you can
No.
even put 15 or 20
I don't
people in a
think
room
so.
these
I mean,
days.
that's just not going to happen. So so that's the old guard. Now, tried and true. I much respect. Love the old guard, but it's just not the way the business will thrive going forward. So it
Right.
has. So there's, and I was looking at all the new guard. I was looking at all, and these are our girls that are in their 30s, yeah, early 30s, and my son in his early 20s. They have a very different perspective on things than I do. I'm 50. Well, I'm going to be 53 next month.
Uh-oh.
So
Let's not talk
anyway,
about that.
yeah. So, but my point is this: I don't have all the answers. Don't pretend to. And sometimes the old way of thinking needs to be pushed aside, for a new way of thinking. And that's a lot of what these people are providing me.
You say things need to be pushed aside. Do you think instead they could be modified?
I mean, I think so. You take the original seminar and maybe you turn it into a webinar.
Yeah.
And it's modified. You're putting out the same content, you're answering the same questions for people. It's just in a different format. So I mean, I think that there's still, hints of the old way, but just in these days also, no one has time to go leave for an hour for lunch. Everyone's busy. They're working from home, and it's just you're not going to get people to a seminar to just watch, something that
Right.
they could
Right.
see. If another advisor's offering it via webinar, they can
Right.
have it from the comfort of their office or their house. Why would they leave for a seminar?
I resisted Zoom for a
You
long
did.
time, and I'm a shake your hand, meet you face to face person. Still am, but I will tell you, Zoom is great. I mean,
You're
we
getting real savvy too. I'm really proud of you.
I'm catching up there. And we had 2 or 3 meetings yesterday alone in Zoom, and it would have been harder to have those meetings in person than it was on Zoom. And you just hop on Zoom. You're right there at your desk. You got everything you need, and boom, you're in the meeting. And the meetings go great. You can accomplish really the same things you
You can
can.
share your screen. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I'll never say that's the replacement for face to face, because I believe in that. But at the same time, and these were with people we already know, and we're just getting together via Zoom. Easy for them. They're not in their car coming driving to our office, or we're not
waiting
driving
to
to our Woodlands
park or
office.
getting an elevator.
Yeah, it's just I think it's great. I'm all for Zoom these days. I'm all about
I've-
Zoom.
I find it interesting, too. The financial services industry was never one to embrace technology. They wanted, as you say, face to face. You get in your car, you go out and you see a client. Now, suddenly, it's this really works.
Yeah. Well, necessity is the mother of all invention, right? and we've needed this. This is and again, that's why I say, when I try to surround myself with people smarter than me, and all of those people that were there that I talked about are all smarter than me. They are. And you surround yourself with smarter people and different ideas, and you just, I guess, provide the leadership, the rudder, the direction that we're going to go, and man, they'll get us there.
Lauren, you said you had a different take on the party story. Why don't you share your version?
Well, I mean, obviously Jeff's 53 and getting a little older because he's forgetting some details about,
Okay.
the story. I think honestly, he was the one that stood up and said, "I want to give a
Oh,
toast."
now that I know, that's just a fib.
No,
right
I'm
there.
just kidding on that. But it was your idea to take the shots, and I think you were the one that mentioned cinnamon toast crunch, and I think you even lined up the shot glasses. So don't be putting all that on me.
Okay, well, whatever.
But I mean, I mentioned this a minute ago, and I do mean it sincerely. It really is. I think it's rare to have a leader that is, so invested in making sure that everybody is given all of the opportunity that they need. They're giving the support. I mean, Jeff will take time to help Melanie up front with administrative tasks that she doesn't know how to do. Like he'll go, that's something that he shouldn't be bothering with, but he takes the time to make sure that she's learning and she feels comfortable. And we're just very fortunate to have you. And that really is something that I'm thankful for. I know the opportunity is endless. And, you know, with this team, we can continue to grow and help clients. And, I'm really excited about just new and innovative things that we're working on next year as ways to get, to get new content out to clients, to constantly be educating them, new services to offer to make sure that we're helping them 100% from A to Z with all things planning, all things investment related. We've got a lot of good stuff on the horizon. And we have a great team that we're building that we already have in place, but it all starts at the top. And I think, Jeff, we're all fortunate to have you
That's
leading
sweet.
leading this crew.
That's very sweet. Thank you. And the innovative part, that's so funny. I was thinking that same word when you said it, because we are creating new innovative ways to reach out to our clients, to educate them, to help them, plan for them, and we continue to educate ourselves,
Yeah.
along the way. So I like that.
And I mean, I'm also thankful you let me bring my dog to the office, but I'm probably the only person in this office that's thankful for that.
Yeah, I think you are. Maybe the dog.
Yeah, that's true.
Jeff, what about this gluten-free?
Well, okay, so I'm gonna tell a little story about Lauren, because I love Lauren. She's great, and literally when I said everyone at that table is smarter than me, I mean Lauren is extraordinarily intelligent. She's really one of the smartest people I know. And
that's a little extreme.
no, it's. I'm sincerely meaning that. You really are. She challenges me intellectually. She's a very two graduate degrees. Went to university.
I do have that.
Yeah, went to University of Georgia, which ain't an easy school to get in or even pass. Got smart and came down here to be a Cougar.
Yeah, go Cougs.
But so she extraordinarily intelligent, and she's quick, always quick with the wit and quick with comebacks and quick to she's got her game on. She's snapping, she's moving around. She's on top of her game, right? And like I said, everybody at that table, they're all millennials. Okay. They're all in their early 30s, which means they got gluten allergies. They got their lactose intolerant or whatever silly allergy. I had to create a safe room here for her. And,
I wish the people listening could see the face that I'm giving you right now.
She's rolling; those eyes are rolling in the back of her head. But so Lauren really is gluten. She has a very kind of severe gluten allergy, and I've witnessed her on gluten. She does a great job avoiding it, and she really does. But every now and then, when she's out to eat, maybe a restaurant slips something by her, and she eats gluten. And I always know when Lauren has had gluten because that snap, that wit, all that is gone. She'll come in my office and she'll literally sit on my desk and look at me. She might start crying. I don't look at her. What is wrong with you? I'll ask her a simple question. She can't add 2 and 2 together.
She's hard sometimes.
So it's funny. I've laughed at her on gluten before, which probably isn't very funny to her. That's probably when you started crying.
Probably.
But I just think we avoid gluten here like the plague.
We do.
I think I can understand why.
If people bring snacks into the office, Jeff has sent them out if they have gluten. If they bring cupcakes, he's like, don't come back in this office unless you have some gluten-free ones.
Because, hey, she's a foodie too, and she likes to eat.
So.
Oh, I know you're both foodies. And how's the new year shaping up for getting out to restaurants?
Well, I'm gonna tell you, in Houston, I don't know why, but we're dining out.
It feels kind of normal.
You walk in with a mask, you go sit at your table, and you take your mask off. So I guess when you're walking in, you're more susceptible to the COVID.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. It makes no sense, Patrice. But
no, but you got to take your mask.
That's how it is here. I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. So restaurants are open. Are bars open?
I don't know. Well, I think there's that whole loophole that now if they serve food, so they'll serve some French fries.
Oh,
so
yeah.
But a lot of restaurants I've noticed too have put some kind of plexiglass partitions. I went with a friend to a sushi restaurant, and we were in a little plexiglass plastic cubby, and we were sitting at a bar, and there was actually a circle hole cut through the plexiglass, and they would slide the sushi rolls through the hole.
Oh, wow.
So, it's back to normal, I guess, if you call that normal.
It's going to be interesting to see how normal we get back to, or if this is normal now. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, what's going to be the new normal? You're right.
Yeah, and when is it going to be here?
That's the $64,000 question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I hope it's soon.
So anyway, that's what we're thankful for.
I'm thankful for someone that makes fun of my allergies.
That's how, wow. What else would I be doing for you? Yeah. So, I'm thankful for the millennials that can get us out on social media. So if you haven't found us on social media, we're on Facebook and not Instagram, LinkedIn. And, under Green Financial Group, you can find us, and we're posting some pretty cool stuff out there.
Jeff Green, Lauren Smith on LinkedIn, and Green Financial Group on Facebook. And we've got some good stuff. And Mamba Mondays, where you get to see a little picture of my dog. I'm sure everybody wants to see pictures just like I do.
All right. Well, how can listeners reach you to share their stories, perhaps, their thankful stories?
Sure, you can find us online at www.greenfinancialgrp.com. You can call us 713-244-3030.
And I am grateful to have the chance to share this time with you and with your listeners. Jeff Green and Lauren Smith of the Green Financial Group. To know when a new episode of The Green Zone is ready for you, make sure to subscribe to the podcast using the subscribe button on this page. And you can also share with friends and colleagues using the share button. I'm Patrice Sikora, and let's talk again later.
Thank you for listening to the Green Zone podcast. Click the subscribe button below to be notified when new episodes become available. The information covered and posted represents the views and opinions of the guest and does not necessarily represent the views and opinions of Green Financial Group. The content has been made available for informational and educational purposes only. The content is not intended to be a substitute for professional investing advice. Always seek the advice of your financial advisor or other qualified financial service provider with any questions you may have regarding your investment planning. Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Services Advisors, Inc. Green Financial Group is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. Jeff Green is the founder of Green Financial Group and is a registered principal of RJFS. The Green Financial Group is located at 6363 Woodway Drive, Suite 625, Houston, Texas, 77057, and can be reached at 713-244-3030. Raymond James is not affiliated with and does not endorse the opinions or services of his guests.